Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for the upcoming new moon that's going to be occurring on August 23rd, 2025. Now, we are inching closer and closer towards eclipse season, which will be occurring in September 2025. And we're going to feel those energies around this new moon. So there will definitely be an influence of the eclipses coming up. So there could be some additional intensity to what we feel around this new moon on August 23rd. So we're going to take a deeper look. Now, before we get into the forecast, of course, this is a general reading. If you would like your own personal numerology reading, please book some time with me. My information's in the description box below. I'd love to work with you. Okay, so timestamps are in the description box. Let's take a look. Life path number 1, you are going to be working with the vibration of the 23-5 for this new moon. And so this is going to bring up some area within your life where you need to be a little bit less rigid, less strict, a little bit more unconventional, perhaps. Maybe you need to kind of throw away the rules and create your own rule book. There's definitely a call for greater unconventionality in how you collaborate and work with others, but also in your creative style. So if there's something especially creatively that you've been working on and you keep pushing, keep forcing, keep striving, but you're not kind of trying new things with whatever this is, that can bring some like feeling stuck, right? And so the 5 comes in and it tries to shake things up. But in order to do that, you've got to get outside of maybe the box that you've kept yourself in when it comes to your creative style, perhaps. So if there's something where, and it could also be with relationships and that sort of thing as well, any area of life that this shows up for you, it's relevant. But there's some area here where, you know, just because it's tried and true or other people have done it and it worked for them that way, or the way things have always been done just isn't going to work with this energy. This is a new moon, so it's asking you to take a new step in a different direction. It's asking you to start something new. But because you all are working with this vibration of the 5, it's really pushing you to tap into your own creative style, into your own sense for what works for you, and to explore that and then share that. This is about expressing yourself in a creative, freeing way. And sometimes we have to kind of break free from the mold that we've kept ourselves in order to do that. So again, when it comes to relationships, because relationships are highlighted here, although it's more kind of aligned with how you relate to another person, like friendships, partnerships, family, whatever. And there might be some kind of shift that's needed there. So if you've always kind of, connected with people in the same way, let's put it that way, this could be a time for you to try something different, to get outside of your comfort zone when it comes to how you express yourself. Again, in relationships and creative projects, whatever it is. It's meant to be freeing, though. It's not meant to be, feel punitive or feel like you have to change course when you don't want to. It's an energy that's coming in and saying, let's shake things up. Let's get rid of these, the confines that keep us stuck, and let's break free from that. So again, whatever this is bringing up for you, the new way of doing it should bring you a greater sense of freedom, a greater sense of feeling more authentically and truly you. So very beautiful energy here. It is going to require you to take the, make the effort. Also, 3 energy is here. So communication, your communication style might need to change around this time. And that will help you to, again, try something new, to be curious and explore different avenues that maybe you wouldn't have explored before, especially when it comes to your relationships or your creative output. So beautiful energy here. It's asking you to take a risk and to allow yourself to be more truly aligned with who you are and what feels good for you. And not be so quick to try to conform or fit the mold. So very powerful energy here, especially for ones. So I hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now. Life path number 2, you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 24/6 here for this new moon. And this is a very vibrant energy. This is a love vibration. Relationships are absolutely highlighted at this time, especially significant relationships. So this is a time where you could definitely meet somebody who will likely be in your life for quite some time, or who could have a significant impact in your life in some time. Some kind of mentor could enter your life at this time, and that mentor could have a tremendous amount of wisdom that they share with you and that helps you on your own path. That can be a mother figure, a father figure, or just like a friend that comes in right at the right time to share that greater wisdom that really just helps you on your path. There's a lot of wisdom associated with this connection. And this could also be you sharing that wisdom with them. You know, you're basically feeding off of each other and teaching each other and helping one another. It's a very grounded type of energy that you're going to be working with for this new moon. But because it's a new moon, you know, it's likely that this is going to be some kind of new connection, new relationship that can be very transformative and monumental in your life. Can also be a pet. Could come in at this time. You know, pets can teach us tremendous things, especially about like unconditional love. Vibration of the 6 is about love and truth and honesty. So really beautiful energy, especially for who you could meet at this time and the impact they could have on your life, as well as the impact you could have on their life as well. This is going to be great for meeting like a soulmate. You know, this is great marriage energy. Again, relationships that kind of are stuck like glue. You get the vibration of the 2 and the 6, which bring in those relationships, like basically any relationship you can think of. And then you have the vibration of the 4, which is the glue that holds those energies together. So very solid, wise, secure, structured type of energy that you're going to be working with. Very beautiful. Now, you also might find that you have a very magnetic personality at this time where people are just drawn to you. People want to talk to you, want to meet you, want to connect with you, want to, you know, hear what you have to say. You might find that you take some kind of leadership role at this time or become some kind of teacher at this time. And again, people are showing up to hear what you have to say because of that wisdom that you are sharing. That's very, very possible. This is also a time where you can ask for the help that you need. There's so many people who are, you know, waiting on the sidelines, waiting to assist you in some way. Energetically, they might not know it yet, but when you ask the question, you know, and ask for help, you will likely find that it's given. This is definitely a very fortunate love vibration, family vibration. You could see a lot of healing when it comes to the family environment. Again, people you meet at this time could feel very supportive and help you in a lot of ways. And you could find that you feel very successful when it comes to your social environments, to, you know, financially as well. People could help you open doors, right? That will help you become successful or achieve the goals that you want to achieve. You're going to have to ask for that help, but you will likely receive it. Pay attention to your dreams and sort of those ESP experiences that come through, especially when it comes to, like, if you just all of a sudden have a craving for, I don't know, a muffin. Go into the bakery because you don't know who you're going to meet there. You might get more than that muffin. So beautiful energy here. Absolutely beautiful. Hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now. Life path number 3. So you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 25/7 for this new moon. And now the new moon typically brings in some kind of new beginning, new set of eyes, fresh perspective, new opportunities, that sort of thing. It's time for some kind of fresh start in some area of your life. Now the 25/7 brings in this energy of success after difficulty. And it can be in any of your area of your life, of course, but relationships are definitely highlighted at this time. Creative expression is also highlighted at this time. So how you express yourself, you could find that you find opportunities to express yourself in a much more freeing way that just feels really good for you. especially when it comes to your creativity or within your relationships as well. So if you've been guarded when it comes to how you express yourself, how you share your needs, how you advocate for yourself, that can definitely come up around this time where you feel much more empowered to do so, because there's a strong push towards greater self-discovery. And, that is life, right? Giving us opportunities for greater self-discovery and expansion and growth. But there's some kind of change here within your connections that will likely occur through this greater self-discovery. So it might be like something, you overcome some kind of blockage that was standing in the way of you seeing your value or your sense of self-worth or whatever, right? And so that opens your eyes, you're able to have that greater awareness, and then that affects how you advocate for yourself, how you speak up for yourself, which can then affect your relationships, but hopefully in a healthy, good way. Again, this brings in that success after difficulty. So if there's been connections or, again, situations where you've had a hard time expressing yourself in a way that feels authentic and true or empowered, you could definitely see success come in at this time, where the work that you've been doing or, again, the experiences you've been moving through opens you up to understanding what was needed in order to break free from whatever that was. This energy really requires that strength from within first. You likely won't see what you need to see or want to see from the external until you find it from within first. And this 25/7 is helping you to do that. Now, what I also love about this is a very pioneering type of spirit. This is going to be likely pushing you to, again, try something new, try something different, take a risk. Go after something that you've always wanted to go after, but maybe there was fear tied to that. Maybe there were your own obstacles that you've created for yourself when it came to whatever that was because of that fear. So this is an opportunity to break free from that fear and just go all in whatever it is. Again, when it comes to expressing yourself or advocating for yourself in the most authentic way. Beautiful energy here for that. And truly the results that you see from that can be or can feel very revolutionary when it comes to you and your own personal experience and the effect that has on your connections. So beautiful energy here. This is a time for a new beginning, new start, but like you're the one sitting on the horse. You have to take the reins and show the horse which direction to go in, if that makes sense, right? So yeah. It's definitely a take charge type of energy, but it's taking charge from the space of knowing what you want and going after it, no matter how scary that might be. And again, can be relationships, career, creativity, you name it, your belief systems, whatever. Beautiful cycle for greater transformation and change and empowerment, especially when it comes to overcoming those fears. Hope it's a great one. Take care, threes. Life path number 4. So we're going to be working with the vibration of the 26/8 for this new moon. Because it's a new moon, there's likely going to be some kind of new start, new beginning, new perspective that can come in around this time. And the 26/8 is karmic at its core. So it likely indicates either the ending of a karmic cycle or the beginning of a karmic cycle or some kind of greater clarity within the midst of a karmic cycle. And so, of course, this can be with relationships or career, whatever, circumstances, experiences. This is an energy that promises to teach us something through the experience, right? So stressful situations could help to develop self-confidence, to show us what we're capable of, right? Being able to take a risk in towards something that makes us feel uncomfortable can again show us that we are able to recognize our limitations and find ways to work with those limitations or overcome them in some way. The 26/8 promises prosperity and fulfillment, but only after the lesson is learned through the experience. A lot of times, some of those experiences will come in through relationships or connections with others. So you could see at this time that there's maybe some challenges that you have to overcome when it comes to collaborating, working with others, business partnerships, situations with money or finances could come up at this time that you're going to have to kind of figure it out, find the solution for, which fours are great for finding solutions. So this is a great time to do that. And you're not meant to do it alone. You've got really strong relationship energy here, the 2 and the 6. So you're meant to collaborate with people, ask for the support that you need. You're not meant to do it alone. And that can be challenging for fours because we can be hyper independent, wanting to do it ourselves. But you're meant to work with others with this. You're meant to, again, recognize your limitations and not get down on yourself about those limitations, but ask for the support that you need, and you will likely see that support come through. Now, patience is going to be really, really important through this cycle, which again, that's usually the lifelong lesson of the 4 is to learn patience. We tend to be a little bit impatient. And so one of our biggest goals in life is to achieve that sense of patience. And this time you might see it really be tested. Impulsivity can come in and you've got to fight that impulsivity. This is a time, if you want, to definitely take risks towards your ambitions, towards your goals, but be mindful of the impulsivity. Be careful about like the get rich quick schemes. Be careful about things that sound too good to be true because they likely are too good to be true. You want to take your time, make sure that you practice self-control, have patience, and commit for the long haul, right? That's something 4s are also very, very good at. And so that will likely be tested at this time as well. The other thing I would say here is this is the time to, find ways to express yourself. This is beautiful energy for the powers of expression. This might be a time where you find yourself, at a speaking engagement where you're the one who's lecturing, or you're the one who's, the diplomat, or you're the one who's the teacher in the situation. So take the microphone and share the messaging. That's what this energy wants to help you to do. But find your own powerful ways of expression that work with the messaging you're trying to get across. Though this is a karmic energy, it's a very positive karmic energy for the most part. So I would say expect the best, try not to be too cynical, stay optimistic, stay idealistic, especially when it comes to your relationships and the relationships you're forming at this time. They can definitely be supportive and helpful as long as you're open to receiving that help and support. Again, you're not meant to do it alone. So it's actually a really benefic energy and can bring in that feeling of being supported and loved and nurtured. But again, you've got to be open to receiving that. And the last thing I'll say here is check all the details before making any kind of investments or going into some kind of partnership or agreement. You just want to make sure you're reading the fine print, and that goes back to not being overly impulsive, but making sure that you're doing your due diligence just to make sure everything looks good. So big energy here. Hope it's a great one. Be patient. Take care. Bye for now. Life path number 5. You are going to be working with the vibration of the 27-9 for this new moon. Now, again, because it's a new moon, we have new beginnings, new starts, new initiations, new fresh perspectives on something. So with the 27-9, this is a time where I would say you're really being called to follow your own intuition, your own inner guidance, rather than allowing yourself to be easily influenced or sort of swayed by others. I think you'll find that the results are much more fulfilling and feel much more aligned for you when you're following that your own personal North Star. Okay? Doesn't mean you can't get advice from others or, receive mentoring or something along those lines. But when it goes to you're making that final decision, make sure it feels aligned for you, even if it goes against what other people are saying. If it feels aligned for you, this is the time where I would say move in that direction at all costs, because that's where you're going to feel the best, where you're going to see the best results, basically. This is also a time where I would say you want to find as much holistic balance during this time as possible. So listen to your body, listen to what, your spirit is saying that you need at this time. If you need greater rest, take the time for the rest. If you need to sort of scale down your your schedule a little bit to make time for that, then find a way to do that. If you feel drawn to travel and explore, even if you can't maybe afford to go on a big trip right now, this would be a time to do something that sort of frees your mind in some way, or brings in that level of excitement or an opportunity for greater exploration at this time. It could just be finding a book that you enjoy reading that opens your mind to new adventures through your imagination, right? Or again, maybe just have like a little vacation in the town next to yours or something if you haven't been there before. Just things that will sort of lighten up or liven up your spirit in some way and allow you to experience life with all your senses. That's so important, especially for fives. Like, you need that kind of dopamine hit every now and then to feel alive, to feel like you're immersed in this experience. And sometimes it doesn't have to be grand or big. It can just be doing something new, doing something different, doing something that challenges you a little bit, or again, takes you outside of your comfort zone or the mundane a little bit. You might have to get creative in whatever this looks like. Maybe it's just trying a new modality when it comes to your artistic expression or something you haven't tried before, but you really have wanted to try. This is the time to do it. And I think so much can come out of that. Not only what you can produce, but like just how alive you'll feel and reinvigorated. It's such a beautiful energy to be, to work with, especially creatively. I would also say that this is a time where you can bring your creative ideas to life. You can bring, you can make something tangible out of those ideas, which fives are great about doing anyway. But this is a time where your creativity could be like just flowing at this time, and you could have this immense love of beauty and art and feel really energized. This is a time where I would say put that energy to use. Focus that energy and find your creative outlets at this time. Or just do the things, again, that allow you to feel alive. So it might be, again, asking someone out on a date or going on a romantic getaway with a partner that you currently have, or whatever. Something new, something different, something that adds the spice and sort of changes things up a little bit will feel good, I think, for you. This is a great cycle to launch something, to get your creative ideas out into the world. If you're thinking about starting a new business, this would be the time to launch that, to share those ideas, to brainstorm, to ask for the support that you need in order to make that happen. That is very much supported at this time. Also, you could see this as a time for things growing, blossoming, bearing fruit. This is a time where you could see the rewards of your efforts, right? So yeah, it's a very fruitful time. It's a very supportive time, very benefic, but it's also kind of pushing you to not only just reap those rewards, but to explore new and different sides of yourself and to collaborate with others in some way that feels really, really good. This is definitely like an energy that asks you to enlist the aid of others to get the job done. Beautiful energy here. Hope it's a great one. Take care, fives. Bye for now. Life path number 6, you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 28-1 for this new moon. And this is a powerful combination because the new moon, of course, is about new beginnings, new opportunities, new perspectives. And the 28-1 is really aligned with that, right? The 1 energy is about ambition and assertiveness and going after what you want and taking some kind of leadership role or taking on some kind of responsibility that can catapult you forward in some way. You are sort of at the helm of the ship and you get to decide which direction that ship is moving. And so this is big energy for you all sixes when it comes to new starts, new beginnings, taking that first step, putting in the effort, showing up, finding your motivation and your courage and your faith in yourself to go after the things that you want to accomplish, right? This is such a powerful energy for bringing your ideas to life and for figuring out what is needed in order to make that happen. So very powerful energy here when it comes to those new beginnings, new opportunities, fresh starts. If you're looking at launching something at this time, very much supported. If you're looking at sharing bigger ideas or again, kind of bringing people together to achieve some kind of common goal. This is such, where basically you are the leader, though. It's your vision. This is such a supportive energy for that. I would say also that this is a time where I would be careful about being too impulsive, right? There's a very strong motivated energy here. It's really ambitious and kind of, again, lights the fire beneath you. So just be careful that like you're not too combustible, that you reserve your energy, that you take your time, that you have a plan, a strategy for implementing whatever this is that you want to implement. But this is the energy to get started. It's an energy that's going to push you to take the lead, to get started in whatever this is. But just be careful about being overly impulsive and not doing your due diligence when it comes to reading the finer print, making sure that the people who, you have coming on the team to help you to achieve whatever this is, make sure you're vetting them, make sure that, it aligns, that it feels good. And you're not just blindly saying yes to everything that shows up at your door at this time. I would also say this is a time for being a pioneer, for, taking action, for taking that leap of faith, and for trying something new and different that might be outside of your comfort zone, but it's along the lines of something you've wanted to do, but maybe you've had fear around. And this, irrational fear. And so this is the time to just bite the bullet and go for it and prove to yourself or show yourself what you're capable of. That's what this energy is really pushing you to do. And I would definitely say that this is also a time where use good judgment. Again, make sure that you're reading the fine print and you're not just kind of blowing through things to get them finished or to achieve whatever this is. Definitely something where if you can, have the vision, hold the vision, and take very calculated steps towards that vision, I think you're going to be really happy with the outcome. And I do think that you'll very likely reach the goal, whatever that may be. And this energy can really put the wind back in your sails to set you up to be able to do that. So beautiful energy here. Just be careful about competition or, kind of the opposition. Don't put too much energy in the things that aren't aiding in your success. Don't give it energy. Just give your energy to the things that are going to help you to move forward at this time. Beautiful, powerful energy here. Take advantage of it. Life path number 7, you all are going to be working with a very powerful master number, 29112. That 11 energy brings in the inspiration. It pushes you to become that inspirational leader that you are. And really what it's saying is, put your energy towards the things that inspire you, that lift you up, that invigorate you, and release your energy from the things that are draining to you, that are taking your inspiration away. And the more that you do that, the more that you will see things to start unfold, start to blossom, start to open up for you that are so much more aligned with the gifts that you have to share, the wisdom that you have to share. And you could see so many doors open for you when your energy is focused on the things that light you up and not on the things that, again, drain you or feel too heavy. Not saying avoid those things, right? We have to feel it to heal it type of thing. But it's just, the sort of the stories that we have on loop, right? That are defeating, that are self-defeating or self-debilitating or whatever. Those are the things you don't want to keep putting your energy to. The relationships that, you feel suffocated or sort of beat down after your time with those connections, don't put your energy there, right? Put your energy towards the people, the places, the things that inspire you, that lift you up. And you will find that fills your cup so much quicker than trying to fill a cup that's got, that's full of holes, basically. So it's such a beautiful energy to redirect our focus. And so much of that also comes down to our own thoughts, right? The thoughts that we keep saying yes to and believing. This is an opportunity to say yes to those thoughts and those beliefs that, again, inspire us and uplift us and make us feel good. And say no to those thoughts that tear us down or, again, sort of fill our minds with stories or expectations that we just can't ever live up to. So this very powerful new moon is saying this is a new opportunity to shift your focus and put that energy and focus towards the things that you want, that feel good, that inspire you, that ignite your imagination, that allow you to be creative and allow that creative juice to flow through you. All of the things, the things that make you feel good, those are a yes at this time. The things that make you feel bad, those are a no at this time. Start to find ways to move away from those things. Now, this is also an energy that can feel a little bit testing, but it's very benefic in the sense that the tests are coming up to show you where you keep putting your energy towards things that defeat you, that deplete you, and how to best move away from those. And so the doors are going to open that are most aligned for you, right? That make you feel good. But you have to shift your focus towards those doors. You have to actually go through those doors and stop putting your focus and your energy towards the things that make you feel less than, or again, depleted or unworthy or whatever. So those tests that come up, or those challenges that come up at this time, are helping you to see where you continue to show up to the things that are no longer serving you, or the things that have never served you, and trying to get different results. And you likely won't see those different results. So shift your focus, put your energy towards the things, the people, places, and things that, again, uplift you, inspire you, that want you there. There's no need to force anything with this energy. It's a very flowing type of vibration. And through doing all this, you will actually start to inspire others by sort of leading by example. By doing the things that inspire you, you start to inspire others from those actions. So it's not about trying to influence others or intentionally trying to inspire people. It's doing what you love, doing what lights you up, and that action alone will inspire others to do the same for themselves. Now, what's interesting here is the 2911 brings up a business energy, and so there could be something here that's really beckoning to you at this time to take a leap of faith, to try something new. When it comes to sharing your wisdom, we all have our own unique wisdom to share with the world in some way, and it's usually through our own creative outlets. And this could be a peak period for you all to tap into that wisdom that you've accumulated throughout your journey and find ways to share that feel good for you, that feel creative, that feel like you're expressing a part of yourself that, either helped you or healed you or whatever. You're sharing that with the world in a way that feels good for you, in a creative way. Through your messaging, whatever it may be. And you could see a lot of, I want to say success, but that's such a inappropriate word for this energy. It's really just that you'll feel very fulfilled from that process. So you could see a lot of beautiful creative outlets come in for you at this time that feel good and feel aligned. And I would say go for them. Try it. See how it plays out. Find that platform or that outlet that works for you to share that wisdom and that light. And by that, I mean yours. Your experiences thus far have, given you so much wisdom and so much light that this is such a beautiful opportunity to share that in some way. You could also see this as sort of a learning period where, again, you're learning something greater about yourself. Again, what inspires you? What takes your inspiration away? You're learning that through your experiences. So pay attention. And as you learn that, then learn to also make up your mind and stick to it. If you decide that there's something that you want, then you're going to have to persevere towards those goals to make them happen. And you will, after some time and possibly some struggle, achieve your greatest hopes and dreams if they're aligned with what feels good for you, what inspires you. That's the whole purpose of the 11. So very beautiful energy here. Great time for greater self-discovery and finding ways to express yourself that feel good for you. Not to get anything in return, although you will likely get a lot in return, but not for that purpose. It's more for, again, finding ways to share your own light and wisdom with the world in a way that feels true for you. Hope it's a great one. Take care, sevens. Bye for now. Life path number 8, you are going to be working with a vibration of the 33, so 303. This is an energy that your creativity is like so amplified at this time. So you might find that creative projects come in for you, people connect with you or reach out to you wanting to collaborate in some kind of shared vision. This is a time where you could feel like so many ideas and inspirations are coming your way. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to what just comes in for you as you're daydreaming at this time, because it could spark some kind of new creative outlet for you, some kind of new creative opportunity. Beautiful time for collaborating, for sharing ideas, for being social. You could see your social calendar just blow up around this new moon. And I would say go for it if you feel called to, because who you meet at this time could help to maybe open some doors for you that might have been sort of sealed shut for a while. And yeah, it can be very powerful in that way. So who you meet at this time, who you connect with, who you collaborate with could be very powerful. And could feel really, really good. Like this is a very connecting to your inner joy, your inner child, doing the things that light you up and bring you joy. Beautiful time for travel. If you have an opportunity to travel for work or for pleasure, this would be the time to do it. But definitely new creative projects. Anything new that comes in for you, or like a new idea to build upon something that you've been working on, this would be the time to do it. And if you don't work, this would be the time to find creative ways to express yourself that feel good for no intended purpose other than the opportunity to be creative and to share those creative juices in some way, and to kind of focus your energy in a way that allows you to just connect to that inner child, which will bring you a sense of greater freedom in your creativity, in your creative work. And I say this too, not just for all of that 3 energy, but because of that 0 energy as well. You're kind of being given a fresh canvas here, a clean canvas, where you're able to create whatever it is your heart's desires. You're giving all the tools, all the colors, everything you need to create something very special for yourself or for others or whatever it may be. So that's why I say pay attention to the ideas and the inspirations that come in for you through play, through, exploration, and explore it. Be curious about it, because there's something here where you're being given an opportunity for a very special new beginning here, which you'll be able to decide what that looks like with this 0 energy. But the fact that this is also happening around a new moon tells me that this is some kind of new creative opportunity coming in. And it doesn't mean that there has to be a very specific outcome for that creativity, but it's an opportunity for you to express yourself as authentically as possible and as uniquely as possible, and to celebrate that. Beautiful energy. And the projects that you've been working on, this is a time where you could see those reach full expression. This is a time where you could see some beautiful rewards come in around that at this time, or, just that greater feeling of satisfaction for completing that goal. You could see abundance come in at this time. This is a time for celebration to some degree. And this is also indicates a time that you've been working hard towards something. And so now you're seeing that the waves bring in the rewards. And I would say also there's the strong likelihood here that you haven't gotten here on your own. So make sure that you're celebrating the people who helped you to get there as well. Because I think you're going to feel very pleased with the outcome of whatever you achieve during this time. And I think you're going to be very pleased with the outcome of whatever you achieve by whatever you initiate at this time. So all around, very supportive, beautiful energy here. Say yes to the things that intrigue you, that light that spark, that inspire you in some way, that connect you to that, again, that your inner joy or your sense of your inner child, because there's a lot here that can be transformed and created from your ingenuity, from your ideas, from your vision. And I think you'll see the people, places, things present that can help you to do that. I hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now. Life path number 9, you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 31-4. This is a feisty energy. This is a really feisty energy because you have that 3 energy, which is like bringing out your creativity, your uniqueness, your greater sense of self. You've got the one energy, which is like, again, that's that feisty fire energy that's pushing you to be assertive and to decide what you want and then figure out how to go in that direction and make it happen. But then you have that 4 energy that's really pushing you to stay true to you, come back to your heart center, make sure you're following your heart and your heart led, but also to be patient, to have a system in place to make sure that you commit to whatever this is and persevere through whatever challenges may present for you at this time. But this is an energy that can bring out the inner fighter within you, and not fighting against others, but like fighting for whatever it is that you want or whatever it is that you believe in. And you can do that in a way where, again, it's just simply saying yes to your biggest dreams, yes to those goals that you keep telling yourself you're not capable of achieving. This is that fighter I'm talking about, that inner fire that's lit, that reminds you of what you're capable of, but then comes in and says, yeah, how are we going to do this? How are you going to make this happen? What do we need to do? How do we need to collaborate? Who do we need to call in? What are our, where's our limitations, and who has the strengths that can fill those limitations? It's that kind of fighter energy where you're not fighting against someone. You are igniting the fire from within and becoming that fighter to achieve the dreams that you want to achieve. Very powerful energy here. It can bring out that more independent nature within you, kind of pushing you to again, stand up for yourself, advocate for yourself, go after those goals and those dreams. And that, again, that fire can sometimes bring up some intense competition or at least some competitive spirit. And so I would just say, sometimes when we're competitive or when we're feeling feisty, we can ignite that within other people. So you might see some competitiveness happen around this time. And I would say, just make sure that you're not competing against others. If anything, you're competing against the older version of yourself that's trying to keep you stuck. You're trying to break free and become the better version of you, right, in this moment. So that's who you're fighting against. That's who you're in competition with, not with other people, because you don't need what other people have. You can create whatever it is that you desire without competing for that with others. This is an energy that brings in a lot of determination, a lot of energy, and that requires a lot of patience, because whatever you initiate at this time, and it's a new moon, so there will likely be new initiations, is going to require a tremendous amount of patience, because there's no instant gratification here. But there's also like this very strong impulsive energy with the 1. So finding that healthy balance is going to be key. Like, not being overly impulsive, but taking the risk. Finding patience, but not being so overly consumed by making sure that it's perfect that you're holding yourself back. This is a time where I would say you need to be practical and, again, have a strategy, think it through and take action. Put one foot in front of the other and take at least the first step in the direction you want to be moving in. And I think you'll see some business and some financial success along the way from whatever this is, whatever you're initiating at this time. There will definitely be some challenges thrown in your path. 31-4 promises some that you're going to have to overcome some obstacles. But those obstacles are trying to show you where you need to refine something, or where you need to take your time and pay attention to the details and not just rush through whatever it is. Because when 4 energy comes into play, you're building something that's meant to be sustainable and long withstanding, that's meant to stand the test of time and isn't rushed through to give that instant gratification. This would be a time also where I would say pay attention to your thoughts and your attitude. If you're feeling cynical or defeated, this is a time to tap into your optimism, find that positive attitude. The greatest obstacle at this time could be your own belief systems around what you feel you can achieve and what you feel like you can't achieve. So pay attention to those thought processes and pay attention to what you choose to say yes to. You don't have to believe everything that your mind tells you. This is such a powerful, beautiful opportunity to prove to yourself, and it's only about proving it to yourself, not to others, again, what you're capable of. And I think you'll be so pleased with the outcome. But first you have to say yes to whatever this is. And it might bring up some self-doubt in the process. But overcome that self-doubt, call in the reinforcements, call in the people who can help you, recognize your limitations. Don't see those limitations as failures, but see them as just, something you've got to learn to either overcome or manage. And you'll achieve whatever this is. And I think you'll be really, really pleased with it. So this is just perfect energy to get started and to not rush the process. And I think you'll be really pleased. Take care. Bye for now. Life Path 11-2, you all are going to be working with a master number 33-6 for this new moon. And when the 33-6 comes in a cycle, it can push us to kind of put down our own problems, whatever it is that we're kind of facing, and find ways to be in greater service to others, like helping others to find solutions for their problems, working with others, collaborating with others to come up with a greater solution together. And the shift in focus in putting your energy and sort of mental bandwidth towards assisting and helping others can usually bring in the solution that you need for your own situation, your own circumstances. And so instead of continuing to focus on what's not working for you and getting frustrated and feeling like you're hitting a wall, this is such a great cycle to shift the focus and find out what other people need and work towards helping them to achieve that. And through that process, again, you will likely find that the solution for your own problem surfaces. So this is a great time for volunteer work or pro bono work or finding ways to invest your time and energy in working with people maybe that you haven't worked with before, or again, tackling problems that aren't yours to help come up with solutions that benefit not only the person or the people you're working with, but maybe even yourself as well. This is a potentially very creative period because you have those double threes. So you could see a lot of new ideas come in for you, new insights. You could see a lot of social activity at this time. So maybe you get a lot of opportunities to network or mingle or connect with others, especially others that maybe you wouldn't have connected with in a different environment. So maybe you start to learn an instrument, and where you go to learn that instrument, you meet new people and you share a common interest and you can start to network or connect, and you just don't know what will come of that aside from learning this new instrument. Or maybe you start some new creative project that you have wanted to do, but have kind of been holding yourself back from doing it for whatever reason. This is such a beautiful cycle, especially as a new moon, to say yes to whatever that is and to take the first step in that direction. Again, not only will it open you up to your creativity and a new creative outlet potentially, but it can also connect you with people, again, who have similar interests and who might be able to assist you in achieving whatever goals stem from this new creative adventure. But you could see, again, a lot of new inspirations, new ideas coming in for you at this time. And you're an 11-2, so you are meant to be that inspirational leader by doing things that inspire you. So if those ideas come in, if those inspirations come in for you, especially around this new moon, especially with working with master number 33-6 energy, this is the time to say yes to it. Fight against any of the self-doubt or the fears or whatever may come up for you. This is the time to say yes to it. And again, it's very likely that you will meet the people who can help you to really be able to immerse yourself in that experience, whatever that might be. There's also a big push here with this 33 energy for you to continue to come out of your shell, to step further into the spotlight. A lot of times 11-2s like to be in the background. They don't necessarily want to be seen. They like for their work to be seen, but not necessarily for them to be seen. And this is a time where you could feel that push into the spotlight a little bit more, where you're being recognized, you're being acknowledged. People are seeing what you have to offer and they want more of it. And so this is a time for you to continue to come out of your shell and to sort of spread your wings and fly, where it's pushing you to tap into and continue to nurture that true, authentic side of yourself. right? And not be too overly concerned about how other people are going to perceive you, or if you're going to be judged, or if you're going to be ridiculed, whatever. It's like that desire and that push to be truly you and follow your inspirations and your desires takes the lead and can be very, very empowering, especially when it comes to your creativity at this time. So really a strong push here to continue to say yes to what inspires you and to continue to move away from the things that don't feed your soul. Beautiful energy here. I hope it's a great one. Life Path 22-4. So we're going to be working with the vibration of the master number 44-8. This is interesting because this cycle, for most people, I think would be somewhat challenging. And it's not that it won't be challenging for us, but it's so aligned with our own personal energy, right? It's double fours, and the 8 is part of the manifesting triad, which the 4 is also a part of. So in other words, it's a very grounded, practical, tangible energy. Like this is an energy that pushes us to get results, right? And that we can truly start to see results with this energy. And that's what I mean when I say, like, for 22-4s, this is like a breath of fresh air. This is truly seeing things starting to work, right? Where it might have felt like for a really long time, you're like pushing against the wind, or like running against the wind. And things have just felt really difficult to get any kind of headway or feel like you've got any momentum whatsoever. And with the 44-8 cycle coming in, this is one where you can start to see things work, where you can start to see the tangibles come in. Similar to moving through our own cycles of 22-4. When a 22-4 cycle comes through, again, it's about those tangible rewards coming in. And the 44-8 is no different. It's kind of like achieving your greater visions, like seeing the path clear and green lights all the way. So it's a really powerful energy for, again, gaining that momentum, feeling like you've got a good grip on whatever it is that you're trying to create, and actually seeing things take form. And that can be really, really, really inspiring for 22-4s. So I love to see this cycle come through, and it doesn't come through very often. So, and then the fact that it's in a new moon, this is also very powerful. This is a new beginning, a new start, but it could also be that new beginning of seeing like things actually start to come to fruition, right? Where you haven't been seeing that for a while. So you could see those rewards come in at this time. For those of you who are initiating something now, this is definitely something, again, that will take time to produce or to get that to that tangible stage. But it'll, of course, be worth the effort for sure. I mean, the 44-8, again, it's double fours. You've got the 8, which brings in like your expertise, your greater vision that you're trying to achieve. And this like push to commit full on and see it through to completion, which again is sort of everyday work for a 22-4. But the rewards can be substantial with this energy, whatever you commit to at this time. So be very clear and concise on your intentions now. Make sure that what you're committing to, what you're putting your energy and your focus into and your loyalty towards is something that, you feel good about being in it for the long haul, and you want to build on this, whatever this is. You want to see it through to completion. And again, it's something that will produce tangible results or tangible solutions in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, it's worth the dedication. But I wouldn't say to go into things blindly which I'm not too worried about with 22-4s, but just make sure you have that strategy, have a plan. Don't be overly impulsive, and I think you'll be good to go with this energy. The other thing I will say about the 44-8 coming through as a cycle is this is a time where, because it's such strong, grounded, tangible, kind of heavier energy, not in like a negative way, but in like a, it's the tangibles, it's the physical reality of a situation. It can bring in sort of like this feeling of like, there's so much you're taking on. There's more responsibility, perhaps. There's just a lot of breadth to this. And so it would be easy to get overwhelmed. And so I would say, a lot of times when there's just so many different moving parts, or so many areas where we've invested our energy, we can start to get to the point of overwhelm, and then we do nothing. So it's like we get frozen. And so you just want to be really mindful of, continuing to come back to your center, finding your balance, making sure that you're not like overextending or overcommitting or like overburdening yourself. Or if you start to fall more towards freeze mode, where again, you just feel overwhelmed because there's just so much going on or so many moving parts, or things, just again, so much needs your attention, then, that's something you need to address as well. And find your routine, find what works for you to overcome that feeling of overwhelm. Focus on what is working, put your energy there. Don't continue to put your energy towards what isn't working. That solution will present itself to you when it needs to, when the time is right. And continuing to try to force or push through that, whatever's frustrating you, is just going to make you more frustrated. And again, I talk about this all the time. Frustration is the Achilles heel for 22/4s. So it's the quickest way to get stuck. So shift your focus on the things that are working, put your energy there. And, with this energy behind you, what you can accomplish now in the physical, right? Like those tangible moments will just probably blow your mind, like just can be huge. Yeah. And especially when it comes to your expertise, your wisdom, your goals, this is such a great time to see some great achievement in those areas. And it's also very possible that the missing link could present around this new moon. So if there's a missing link or a missing puzzle piece that's kind of been evading you, you might see it just magically appear at this time. And again, it's kind of like the universe conspiring to help you to bring those things to life, to bring the idea to life in a massive way. Because again, it's very strong master level energy. This cycle has the power to offer you those golden keys that'll help you to unlock some of your greatest gifts. So I hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now. Life Path 33.6, you guys are going to be working with the vibration of the 55.1 for this illumination. This is an energy you've worked with in the past. Very powerful, very much about being curious, having your mind and your heart open to be open to what comes in for you at this time and be willing to explore it without being too quick to dismiss it or say no to it. This is a time that will likely ask you to be adaptable. Right? There could be some significant change that comes in, especially around your identity, your sense of self, what it is that you want, how you go about getting that. There could be some shifts here, some major shifts, some shakeups that are pushing you towards maybe being more assertive or setting healthier boundaries, or who knows, right? However it comes in for you. But because you're working predominantly with that one energy, there's this push here about you, and what do you want to do? So this is going to require some effort on your part. It's going to be requiring you to figure out what you want, and then again, the steps you need to take in order to move in that direction. And it could look very different than what you've been doing or what you feel comfortable with. Like this energy is all about pushing you outside your comfort zone, not outside your comfort zone in a direction that doesn't feel good for you, because that's just going to push you back in your, in your bubble. This is an energy that's going to push you outside your comfort zone, aligned with what does feel good for you, but maybe you have some irrational fears around, maybe you have self-doubt around achieving whatever this is. But it's going to ask you to make the necessary changes from within or from without, like how you present yourself, that can feel so much more freeing. So, maybe there's situations where in the past you would have stayed meek and mild, and now you're feeling the call to assert yourself and be your best advocate in whatever that situation is. It's just like these shifts, and they don't have to come in loudly. They can be very subtle. But there's some shifts that need to occur for you to break you free from things that are holding you back from truly expressing yourself in a way that feels true and authentic for you, but also in a way that feels freeing. So anywhere that you've been kind of holding yourself back, or sort of minimizing yourself or your talents or your gifts or whatever, this is a time where you could see some major shifts in those areas. And it might be uncomfortable at first, right? Like 6 energy, which is of course your core energy, is sort of used to having the focus on everybody else, right? Like nurturing others or assisting others in some way. And so when the focus is on you, that can feel uncomfortable. And this energy of the double 5s, right? 55-1, it's all about you at this time. And so you could likely see those shakeups, or, just the anything that kind of has felt overly restrictive, again, with how you express yourself or the way that you present yourself or the way that you speak up for yourself, could very much be in the spotlight with this new moon. And again, it's a new moon, so it's a new way of doing things. It's a new initiation, a new start, a fresh perspective. And this energy is putting, again, the focus about you. A lot of clarity about yourself could come in at this time. Things that you thought you wanted, you might no longer want anymore. Or things that you didn't want before. All of a sudden, you might wake up and be like, feel this strong pull towards whatever it is. Like all of a sudden you want it. And I'll just use the example of like children. Maybe you've always, said you don't want children. And then you wake up one day with this 55 energy cycle and you're like, I cannot wait to be a parent. Like I want to have a baby, or I want to, whatever. So it's that kind of like life-altering shift that could occur, and it can definitely come in and kind of blindside you and kind of sometimes feel like it pulls the rug out a little bit, but it's trying to show you something deeper about yourself that you weren't able to see because of whatever reasoning. I would say be mindful of your thoughts at this time. See where they take you. I always say pay attention to your dreams, of course, your night dreams, but pay attention to your daydreams as well. When you're just like off in la la land and, where is that taking you? Where are your daydreams taking you? Because there's something there that wants to be explored. And again, I go back to the curiosity. Be curious at this time, because it's ultimately curiosity about yourself. So you might find that this cycle, though it's a short cycle, you could find that it sets you off on a brand new journey that's going to require your energy, your confidence, your curiosity about you and how you, again, not only present in the world, but share your gifts in the world, and how you see yourself, how you value yourself, how you see your self-worth. All of these things can definitely be coming in around this new moon. And it's time for a shakeup in some of those areas. So if it's working, you're not going to see a lot of change there. But if it's not working, again, if there's self-limiting belief systems, if there's how you talk to yourself is, not healthy, or if there's too many expectations or whatever, you're going to see some shakeups there. And it might be a little uncomfortable at first, but I would say get comfortable in the uncomfortableness because it's serving a greater purpose. So hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now. Life Path 44-8. So you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 66-3. Now, one thing I will say before I go into this forecast, for 44-8s, because you're, anytime you move through a cycle, it's going to be a very high cycle, right? Like the numbers are always going to be very high, like in the 60s or the 50s or 70s and beyond. And so it would be probably beneficial for you all to also listen to the forecast of the 8, because that is ultimately your life path number. Keep that in mind. And you might find that that also resonates with you and can be, helpful. I would say this to most master numbers, but especially for 44s, because I think there will likely be some information there that can also help you. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so the 66-3. This is a powerful energy. I think you guys have worked with this in the past since we've been doing readings for you. But this is a time where you're kind of being pushed to tap into your more idealistic nature, right? To find what inspires you and, and especially to find what inspires you, but around the social problems that you may see. So this isn't just about you and what inspires you and what encourages you to take action or what motivates you. This is about kind of surveying the land and seeing, where are there problems, where are there, where's there a need for greater solutions, And something's going to click where you'll see, I have what this person needs, or I have, what this community needs. And I can share it in whatever way, right? In order to create some kind of greater solution for that social problem that you see before you. And so not only can this create, obviously, greater harmony and unity and benefits for the greater community in some way, but it's also helping you to tap into your innate gifts, for you to kind of, again, not only tap into those, but find an outlet for those and to use them in some way that is serving some kind of greater purpose. It's not uncommon for 44/8s to go through periods of, I would say, overwhelm, where it just feels like there's either so much going on or there's nothing going on. And so either can bring in this tremendous amount of feeling of overwhelm, like you're not doing enough, or you're doing too much, or you don't know how to invest your energy. And so moving through the 66/3 cycle, especially at a new moon, is helping you to kind of refine those. First of all, figuring out what they are, what those skills are, what those, what your innate gifts are, what your medicine is, so to speak, that you've come here to kind of share. And you might not have it all yet, but you'll have enough to where you can start to, again, see where it's needed, and then start to invest your time and energy in that area. And again, the benefits are twofold, because you're helping a community, you're helping others in some way. You're using your gifts to do so, but you're also learning, more about yourself and what you have to offer, what those gifts are, and where you want to invest your energy into more to, again, continue to build on those skills. This is also a time where I would say, integrity is going to take you far. So come back to your why. This is a period where you want to come back to your why before you do it, before you say yes, before you commit to it. If you're, what's your motivation? If your motivation is being driven by fear or anger or vengeance or, pettiness or whatever, the results of that are not going to be as fulfilling as if if your motivations are coming from a place of wanting to help or, share your gift, or coming from a place of that love, compassion, empathy, whatever it may be, or wanting to help others by finding a greater solution after determining what's actually needed. So your motivation, your why, is really important at this time, especially at this new moon, because again, new moons, new initiations, new starts, new perspectives. So, and I would say this is a great time also to kind of reflect upon the things that you are currently investing your time and energy into, and make sure that you check your why on that. Why are you showing up in this way? And it could be, well, because I have to pay the bills. Okay, that's fair. And, continue to do so. But while you're doing so, if your heart's not in it for like the right reasons, then continue to find ways to move in another direction, right? Doesn't mean you do the overnight, but you can start to come back to your why. Why am I doing it? Why do I want to continue doing it? Do I want to continue doing it? You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot here under this cycle to help you to tap into, again, what it is that you want, and then what direction you need to move in order to achieve that. This is a period, though, that could really bring in a lot of the material aspects of life and, money, possessions, the tangibles of life are very much accentuated under the 66/3. So you could find that in some area of your life, especially if you're putting yourself out there, figuring out where their solutions are needed and investing your time and energy there, you could find that you gain more affluence and prestige in some manner. You might find that you get greater accolades, recognition, that people see that you have, what you have to offer and want to be a part of that. And you might find that people come in at this time to help you to achieve what it is you're looking to achieve. But you're going to have to, of course, take the action to move in that direction. This is a time where you could find that your mind is really active. So inspirations, ideas could be coming in from all over the place. Try not to get overwhelmed. And if you do, write the things down and prioritize and figure out what needs your attention right now. put your energy there so that you don't get to that point of overwhelm, because when we're overwhelmed, we typically don't do, right? We just freeze. So this is a time again where you could find a lot of ideas coming in and inspirations. Channel that energy to create some kind of success for yourself, something that feels good, something that you feel fulfilled by. And you'll likely see very tangible results from that you can feel good about and very connected to. Very powerful energy here, 44/8s. Hope it's a great one. Take care. Bye for now.